She said yes, and she showed me the roots, and it was really rooted. But this one, this seller, who is selling this rubber tree for 400 pesos in a broken pot, okay, in a broken pot, she didn't allow me to see the roots. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Peter Planter, and I'm back from a long break. So for any one of you who has been wondering why I was gone from YouTube for like a month or so, now let me start saying I apologize for not being able to post a video on my channel because many things have had happened on my recently. First, my laptop broke and I couldn't edit anything. It took a very long time, like it took a very long time for Acer to fix it, and I think it's because of the pandemic as well. Shipment for pieces, parts and pieces for laptops and other things is taking so much time, and I don't blame it for them. And the next is I had so many things that had happened in my family as well, some family matters, and also to myself. I'm still recovering from an allergy, and I'm almost at the end, let's say. So, yeah, that's the thing that had happened before. I think for about 3 weeks now or so. I think this is gonna be the fourth week, and hopefully I can upload this on Wednesday, or I don't know if you're watching this one on the day that I upload this one. Today's video, I'm going to talk about what happened last week, and what happened to the plant industry. Let's say, I don't know. I'm just gonna briefly talk about the issue that we have right now in the plant industry, and the main thing right now is the thing that had happened on me last week. So last week, if you follow me on my IG, I talked about, or I made a story that I was scammed by a plant seller. And if you have been in this community for a long time, you know that scammers are emerging this time of month, this time of peak season for plants. Plants are in demand right now, high demand, and everyone is on plants, everyone's planting plants, everyone's doing house plants and all of those stuff. So yeah, I was out last week restocking my plant stocks for my shop, and also I decided to buy something for myself because I haven't bought a plant for myself for a long time because I was busy doing my shop and all those stuff. So I went to the city, or not the city, I went to Liloan proper. It's so hard to describe in English. Anyways, I went to Liloan proper and had my plants restocked from nurseries. Along the highway, on our way back home, people are selling plants already. So it's not like before where you can hardly find plants, or you have to find plants in nurseries so that you'll be able to buy this kind of plant, this type of plant, or something like that. Anyways, you get the idea. So I was on my way back home, and I saw this strip of sellers. I think they're just homegrown sellers or whatever. So I came across with this plant. If you can see, and if you know plants well, I know just by looking at this, you would know the plant just by looking at this leaf. So anyways, I saw this plant right here, and I asked the seller how much was it. So she told me it was only 400 pesos. And me being that marupok kind of guy for plants, I was excited because it's 400 pesos. And by the way, so that you would know what kind of plant this is, it's a rubber tree. It's a Ficus elastica. It's not the burgundy one, it's the green one. And I'm hoping that this is not going to die on me. Oh, there's a spider. So Anyways, so yes, I asked the seller if how much was it. She said 400, and me being the marupok, I was really excited and very like happy to see a rubber tree that's 400 pesos. But there was one thing that I was hesitating about. I was quite hesitant on buying this one because I have known for like quite some time now that rubber trees are quite expensive and people would do anything to get that money. Uh, you would know that people scam or people just sell cuttings to plant owners and pretend that it's well rooted. So before I purchased this plant, I asked the ate, can I take the plant out? I asked her politely, of course, and then she said no, it's not allowed to take the plants out. And like I was really disappointed because if I remember from Park Mall, I asked the ate seller again if I could see the roots from the rubber tree that she's selling for 800 pesos and it's already 3 feet tall. She said yes, and she showed me the roots, and it was really rooted. But this seller, who is selling this rubber tree for 400 pesos in a broken pot, in a broken pot, she didn't allow me to see the roots because she said it's well rooted, it's marketed, and it was delivered from Busai. So I was like, okay, okay, ate, it's okay. So I slowly did the tug test. If you're in this community for a long time, you would know the tug test, where if you would buy a plant and then you would tug it a little bit, and if it fights back, then it's rooted. But if you can feel like it's still loose, then it's not rooted enough. So I did a tug test, and it was pretty hard. It was like rooted. It feels like rooted. So it it made me think that, oh, okay, it was rooted. So just by looking at the plant too, the leaves doesn't seem droopy, and the leaves seem healthy, and the leaves seem like it was rooted. So I went back home, I bought it for 400 pesos, regardless of the pot that it was in. It's really so ugly. Oh my goodness. I'm me being the marupok kind of guy for plants. So I went back home, and I hurriedly um, went back to my backyard and checked the roots. So I took it out from the pot, slowly took it out from the pot, had to tap the pot and the soil out from this, and then there she goes. She was actually not rooted. She was rotting. So I was shocked. I was a little bit sad. I was kind of mad because the seller said she knew it was rooted, and she didn't allow me to check the roots because there was no roots. So what I did, I cut the rotting part off. I think it was this long. It was this long, and I immediately placed it in a water propagation with rooting hormone. Hopefully that this one would grow in about a month, and hopefully this new growth right here on top would not die. So I told myself that this is a lesson that, even though plants are even though the plant is quite cheaper, or like, let's say cheaper, it's better to buy from trusted sellers. I actually wanted to buy some other ficus, like the Tiniki, the Burgundy, the Black Prince, the Ruby. I think it was the Ruby, and the other one, the Bambino. I would want to try those trees, but it's really expensive, and I couldn't afford it yet, because I'm not yet working. I'm still a student, graduating student, hopefully. So yes, so lesson learned: do not buy if you're not sure with the seller. Do not buy it out of being marupok or being impulsive. Yes, don't be marupok like me. So you have to learn your. I had to learn my lesson in the hard way. So yes, I'm really hoping that this one would grow in a month. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. and don't forget to like my video if you like it. Don't forget to share as well. So I hope you guys are all okay. Your mental health, please take care of it. Please take care of your mental health, and I will see you in my next one.